now they've gone back to normal. Everyone thinks they're not going to do it again for some other reason. You think across the next 30 years they're not going to come back with some new shit? Fuck them. Next time when they come along with this crap, I'm out. I'm bouncing. See ya. When they did this, I went to Sweden. Sweden was open the whole time. Sweden never locked down. I was in clubs in Stockholm while everyone else was here locked in their houses clapping for the NHS like a jackass. I was in the nightclub. No masks, no vaccine, no lockdown, nothing. Running around with Swedish chicks. So I just run to freedom, right? But if I had, let's say, a big property within the UK, I can't just say fuck the UK.
Yeah.
So once you escape the matrix and you try and find a way to get your wealth outside of the system, then you can exist geographically anywhere. And once you can do that, then laws don't really apply to you. If they made a law in the UK I was unhappy with, I'd just leave. And if they made a law in Romania where I live I'm unhappy with, I would just leave. I don't have to be a lawbreaker. I don't have to be a criminal. I'll just go somewhere else, right? So property kind of ties you down, things tie you down. And if you look at the real high levels of wealth, if you look at the billionaires and stuff, they're trying to do the same thing. They don't own anything. They have a share in a company which owns a shell company in the Cayman Islands, which owns this subsidiary of a company in Dubai, which owns a boat that they can use.
Yep.
It's that Aikido. It's the same thing. Get out of the matrix. That's what everyone's trying to do, right?
You know what? I was going to ask you this later on in the podcast, but it seems like a good time to ask you now, yeah? You obviously, I want to initially do this podcast in Romania. I thought it'd be sick coming to your house.
Yeah.
You know, but every time we try and arrange something, you're on a jet flying off somewhere else.
Yeah.
Next places everywhere. So I thought, you know, while you're in the UK, we'll do it here. But what's your reason for moving to Romania? And do you own the house in Romania then?
Yeah, so the house in Romania is owned by a subsidiary of a shell company, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But and I moved to Romania because it felt more free than the UK in certain aspects. And it is. In certain aspects, it's certainly more free. You're always, as an individual, you always have to make a trade-off. And the trade-off is usually between laws and the strength of the government and the judicial system and your safety, right? This is the usual trade-off. So Dubai, which I love and I spend a lot of time in, the judicial system is extremely harsh. The laws are extremely harsh, but it's very, very safe. I'll accept that trade. If you give me a powerful government and a powerful police force, but you give me my safety to wear a $5 million watch, I'll take that all day. But you have countries like America and England where the judicial system and the police are dangerous and they can mess you up at a whim, but they don't even give you your safety. So now I have to be scared of the cops arresting me for no reason and the criminal killing me. So they don't even give me a fair trade-off. So in my view, if I'm going to live in a country with a strong judicial system and a strong legal system, I want them to provide me my safety on the street and the safety of my family. And if they don't do that, I don't see why they're seen as so strong. There's countries in Africa and Southeast Asia, et cetera, where the judicial system's a joke. Then fine. The streets aren't safe. The police ain't doing their job. That all makes sense to me, right? But when the police are going to come along and mess you up for not wearing a mask or catch you for speeding and wreck your life, but they can't even offer you safety, then fuck them. So I decided to move somewhere else. And there are countries in the world where there's a really interesting, delicate balance of a government and a police force which are not strong. And when I'm saying that, I'm not saying I'm breaking the law. I'm not saying it in that way. I'm saying that minor infractions or tiny things I'm not going to be persecuted to the end of earth I would in the UK for a parking ticket.
Yeah, it's
right?
mad because they literally say in the UK all the time, people get caught more for speeding and shit like that than people getting caught for stabbing.
100%, right? And this is what I even said. Like in Romania, you don't get parking tickets. You just fucking park. You just dump the car, nobody gives a shit, right? So it's just a different way of life over there. But at the same time, Romania and a few other countries in the world, a lot of them are in Eastern Europe, they have a strong morality because they're very religious countries. So although the police are not seen as a strong police force, they're not like the English police, they're not as well funded, they don't have as fast cars, whatever.
Yeah.
It's actually very safe because people just have a different view of life.
Yeah.
So it all adds up. So I moved there purely for small things, bro. Kept getting parking tickets, kept getting this, that, a letter. When you're living in the UK, bro, you get a new letter through your mailbox every day. Someone wants money for something. You did something wrong. You had some fun.
HMRC.
Yeah, you were breathing that day. Give us money. I was just like, fuck, why am I here? Bounced.
Yeah.
So I just left, and I had really good friends in Romania. I went to visit and ended up staying.
But why not Dubai? Because me personally, if I was to move anywhere, I'd probably go to Dubai.
I understand. I completely understand that. It's a good choice. And
because the only thing we've been, like, us boys, we've all probably been caught speeding, especially my man here. Yeah. And that's the only thing. They don't really give a shit about speeding like that. They'll pull you over, say why you speeding, all that. But the second you commit a proper crime, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I respect Dubai. I really like Dubai. And like I said, I even have no problems obeying every single tiny law down to speed if you're going to give me my safety. But if you cannot offer me my safety on the street, then I think that you've failed as a country and failed as a judicial system. And I don't see why I should have to comply with any of your rules. That's the basic understanding of it. So yeah, I love Dubai. I spend a lot of time there. And even though I live in Romania, I've only been there since the beginning of this year. I've been there less than 2 weeks. So I'm never home anyway. So for me, it's just a base. It's somewhere to park the cars, right? So it is what it is. I'm always jumping around because once you have a jet, you can time travel. So you're time traveling all the time. So
is the jet yours, or how does the whole jet lifestyle work?
A shell company owns a subsidiary to a company which owns a jet, which I can borrow. I don't own anything. Hello, everyone on YouTube. I am broke. I'm a brokey. I don't own anything. You can't take nothing from me, HMRC. I don't have anything. I'm poor. I go to fucking O2 down there. They won't give me a phone contract. I ain't got nothing. I'm broke. I just get to borrow these Bugattis. I got really good friends. So, but yeah, like once you can fly on private planes, you can time travel. So that changes the entire scope of the world.
Yeah. I'm interested to know, you flew from Austria to UK, right?
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah.
How much does that private jet cost? I'm just interested in knowing jet costs.
If you were to charter that jet, it depends. If you have your own plane, you just pay for the fuel. And then it depends if you want to, I have my own pilot, but if you had a pilot, you could hire a pilot and you'd hire an air hostess, catering, et cetera, et cetera. So let's say you owned the plane. In fuel, that might cost you around $8,000. If you were going to charter that plane, it'd probably cost 25, 30 grand, something like that. So about 30 grand for the flight.
Quick question: is your pilot a male?
I'm gonna get all the feminists angry now when I say that I don't trust female pilots. Listen, women are amazing creatures and they're very good at certain things in the world and they're very needed. And I'm not going to sit here and say that women are unimportant or unneeded because they're not. They're very, very needed. But women can't even park cars, G. You see them. They can't even parallel park. You're going to trust them in the sky? Would curb your plane? Fuck no. No, sir. Give me a man, please. Give me a man. Give me an old man who's in the military, done a lot of years. It's getting bumpy. I need to have confidence. Like I have some chick up there doing her lipstick. No, thank you. So, but yeah, jets changed the game. That's another thing because even before COVID, I never thought I'd buy a jet. I thought big spend of money or waste of money, right?
How much are they? About 20 mil?
It depends on the plane you get. Depends how you want to have it fitted out, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I never thought I'd buy one. But then they tried to keep telling me to put a mask on. I couldn't have it. So I had to get one. And then once you get one, it completely changes how you view the world because now you can time travel. If I wanted to fly to, let's say, Vienna from here on a normal airplane, let's say the flight's at midday, I get to the airport at 10 a.m., sit around for 2 hours, fly at 12, land at 2, another hour. By the time I do the passport, get my bag, my whole day's gone, right? Yeah. But if I want to fly to Vienna with my plane, I send a text message, say we're leaving at 12. I get there at 11:59. We take off at 12. I land, and by 12:01, the BMW's on the runway. I'm back on the motorway, right? So it literally only takes 2 hours. All the things other side are gone. It takes 2 hours to get in and out of central London.
Yeah,
in a car.
Yeah.
So I can get to Vienna. To me, going to Vienna now is the same as going to West End. It's like cool. It's an hour. It's 2 hours, hour and a half. 30 minutes, boom, 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 whatever it is. So it changes how you view the world. And that's why I end up jumping around all over the place. Because I got something to do here, there. So it's 4 or 5 countries in a day sometimes. And
that's mad.
You're like, bro, let's organize this thing. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing by 6 p.m. Bro. I don't know what I'm doing next week.
I appreciate the fact that you're here. I actually got shook because when we were talking about doing this on Friday, I saw your story and you were jetting off again. I thought, fuck, like, what's happening? And then you're back as well. Anyway,
yeah, bro, it never ends. So I have to stay flexible. There's a lot of things I have to do in a lot of places, and I wake up each day and decide which one's going to get done. And
it goes. You know what? I think now is a good point to transition all the way back to now you understand your lifestyle, how it is now. Let's dive it all the way back to the point where you were a brokey.
Yeah, the good old days. The good old days. Yeah. Some of the best days of my life were brokey days. Bro.
You think, yeah?
Yeah, man, I miss the brokey days.
Why?
Because when you have limitations,
money makes it fun though.
Money does make life fun, but when you have limitations, you're better at living in the moment and you're better at appreciating things. So what happens is now at my point, right? No matter how much fun I'm having, it's always, even if it's only 1% in the back of my mind, that it could be more fun somewhere else. If I can go anywhere I want all the time with no limitations, I never have to turn up to a job. I don't have anything I have to do. I can go anywhere, right? And I got a plane waiting for me. If I'm in Marbella in the middle of a party, no matter how good that party is, how much fun I'm having, whatever girls I'm with, whatever, and my boy texts me from Mykonos saying it's going off in Mykonos. Part of me is thinking, should I just... I can get there by it's 3 a.m. now. I can be there before the club closes in Mykonos. And then it's hard to just live in the moment and be happy with what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because there's unlimited